Hey, Mama Selena for African Daisy. I hope that you're having a great week so far. I wanted to, uh, I'm actually recording this, and I don't know if you can tell by the light. Well, you can't tell by the lights, probably, but the power is actually out at the moment, and I'm using a flashlight. Yes, but what I wanted to talk about, and anyway, I thought that was something to mention because of the word that we're going to read today, which is Ephesians 6. And so from the previous verses before 6, 5, and then even 6, 1 to 9, it's talking about family, like relationships, whether it's marriage, family, children. They were talking about the slave and the master relationships, all of the things, okay? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was, like, I don't know, I know we all have had moments where we've been really praying for something. We're really believing for things to take place. We're believing for breakthrough in areas. We're believing for our own situations, whatever is going on in our own lives. And we prayed and we prayed, and it seems like sometimes we prayed and it doesn't seem like anything is happening. And then, we've all had loss in our life, and we have, anyway, on and on, right? And at times, it is discouraging, right? Because it feels, and we live in a society that really emphasizes how we feel. I was just aware. I was just reading up a little bit about what was going on in Nigeria with the Christians being attacked, and all the horrible things that are happening there and around the world, actually, of believers who are being imprisoned, and on, all of the things, right? And when we read the scriptures, we know that, that I would say, like, the famous people that people talk about in the scriptures, like you look at Paul and, his life and what he went through, or you look at David, what he went through in his life. And anyway, so we look at these things. So let's read Ephesians 6, and we're going to start with verse 10. So it says here, in conclusion, be strong in the Lord, draw your strength from him, and be empowered through your union with him and in the power of his boundless might. Put on the full armor of God, for his precepts are like the splendid armor of a heavily armed soldier, so that you may be able to successfully stand up against all the schemes and the strategies and the deceits of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, contending only with physical opponents, but against the rulers, against powers, against the world forces of this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly supernatural places. Therefore, put on the complete armor of God, so that you will be able to successfully resist and stand your ground in the evil day of danger. And having done everything that the crisis demands, to stand firm in your place, fully prepared, immovable, and victorious. So stand firm and hold your ground, having tightened the wide band of truth, personal integrity, moral courage around your waist, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, an upright heart, and having strapped on your feet the gospel of peace in preparation to face the enemy with firm-footed stability and the readiness produced by the good news. Above all, lift up the protective shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flames, arrows of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. With all prayer and petition, pray with specific requests at all times, on every occasion and in every season, in the Spirit, and with this in view, stay alert with all perseverance and petition, interceding in prayer for all God's people. And that goes to 18. So that was Ephesians 6, 10 to 18. I mean, and of course, the whole thing is really good too. But what I wanted to focus on here is he mentions all these things previous to verse 10. And then he says, in conclusion. Okay, so he's saying, okay, in conclusion to all this, we're going to stand, we're going to be strong in the Lord. And he's telling us, he's giving us the answer, right? He's showing us what to do in all the circumstances of life, in all the things that we go through in life. What do we do? In conclusion, it says, be strong in the Lord. Draw your strength from him. So our strength doesn't come from us. I'm not strong, right? I'm pulling my strength from God, and empowered through your union with him in the power and of his boundless might. Put on the full armor of God. And we know that our struggle is not against people. Although that's who we see, it's not against them. And so I just want to encourage us that we know that that is true, and that we stand firm. Why? So that, and I love how it just repeats it. It says to stand firm. It says, therefore, put on the complete armor of God so that you'll be able to successfully resist and stand your ground in the days of danger. And having done everything that the crisis demands, to stand firm in your place, fully prepared, immovable, victorious. And then it says, so stand firm and hold your ground. And then it explains the belt of truth and the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness and all the things. It says after we've done everything, what are we to do? To stand. And it's not just like standing anyhow. It is standing victorious, fully prepared, immovable. So even if I am not seeing the answers to my prayer right now, what do? I stand with the full armor of God, and I stand victorious as if it has happened. And that's faith. Faith in God, the way God does things is you walk it out, you believe it, and then you will see it. That is the thing about the way God works, and his, especially with faith. It's believing that he is who he says he is, that he's going to do what he says he's going to do. But there is a spiritual battle. And it's also encouraging when we think about Daniel. Daniel started praying, and God told him, from the moment that you started praying, an angel was sent. The answer was sent. But I got stopped along the way and had to fight a battle. And the enemy is out to kill, steal, and destroy. And I just want to encourage us to stand in this time no matter what it is we're walking through, that we stand in this time going, God, you know all things. You are so good. We know who God is, right? And it's knowing his word, being in relationship with him, walking past my feelings, how I feel, and standing firm. And so anyway, let's just, I just encourage you to study this on your own. But anyway, it's just such a good, it's so encouraging. And if I can encourage someone today, I pray that every single one of you, that you're, God gives us our dreams and our desires and all the things. God gives that to us. It was put there by him. And so I just pray that your dreams and your desires and your prayers as you've prayed will be answered, that God's will be accomplished in your life, and that this week, the remaining of this week, that we will just even be able to see answers to prayers, and that we will also see the goodness of God, even if we are not seeing the answers, that we will just be able to know his presence, feel his presence, and walk in the knowing of who God is, and just stand on that, no matter what it is we go through. And then it continues on, it says, and it says, and take, let's see, here in verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. Okay, verse 18, with all prayer and petition, pray with specific requests at all times and on every occasion, in every season of the Spirit, with this view, stay alert with all perseverance and petition, interceding in prayer for all God's people. So all the time, and specifics. We can ask God specific things. So anyway, let's stay doing that. I hope that you're having a great week. We are having a great week. Yes, this is an encouragement to me too, that we just continue pressing in and believing God for the things that we're praying for. And of course, Christmas is almost here, and it is so hot here, guys. It's so hot. So we are, learning to adjust to that. But anyway, it's been amazing, just getting to spend some time with friends and all that. And anyway, so I love you all. I hope that you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.